Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first video of DudeGlam for 2022. I'm so sorry, it's been a hot second. Just been kind of going through a few things, playing catch up with a few things, got a little sidetracked with a few things, but I'm here. We're starting off DudeGlam 2022 strong because today I'm going to be bringing you a very highly requested look. Now, this is something that's very special, near and dear to my heart. And before I jump into the video, I am going to give you a brief description about the creation of this look, etc., how it came to be, all of that good stuff. But before we get into that, if you have not already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I love having everyone on here and following the DudeGlam journey, and give this video a big thumbs up and hit the bell to get notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to see this amazing look that I'm about to introduce you all to, then keep on watching. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? So about 3 months ago, I want to say like the beginning of November, I was contacted by a mutual friend asking if I had any clients that would be interested in being in a pageant and representing the United States in January 2022. Now, for those of you who don't know, I actually have my own modeling studio here in LA where I coach models on how to walk, how to pose, pretty much just like a 360 idea about what it takes to become a model in the industry here in Los Angeles. And the type of contestant they were looking for was someone who really embodied that like all-American type girl. Do you know what I mean? So I reached out to a few of my clients, one being the amazing, lovely, talented, just all around super nice, I've got nothing but good words to say about her, Rebecca. And of course, on that first meeting, they fell in love with her personality, her charm, and all the other amazing qualities that Rebecca possesses. So we were off. We had a limited amount of time to get her ready for the pageant that was happening January 2nd in Colombia. And what a whirlwind it has been. Rebecca did end up making top 5. Congratulations to you, girl, in the pageant. I will insert some clips here for you guys.
Quedan dos puestos en este top 5. Y el siguiente es para la señorita Estados Unidos.
Wasn't she fabulous, you guys? Congratulations again to you, Rebecca. Now, in the weeks leading up to the pageant, we had to do a bunch of promotional photo shoots, so her photos could be sent to newspapers and online publications to kind of create a buzz as she was getting ready for the pageant. And the director who was in charge of all this gave me the opportunity to do all of her hair and makeup for every single look that we did for the promotional shoots. And you guys, I think I did close to like 35 hair and makeup looks. Mind blown. I had so much fun doing these shoots. We would shoot sometimes like 6 to 7, sometimes I think even 8 hours, and I had to turn out look after look after look in those sessions. So it taught me so much to be able to stay on my feet and be able to go from one look to another look and make it look beautiful, make it perfect. And the overall theme for these looks was to not only make Rebecca look super youthful and just glowy and beautiful, but also like snatched and super doll-like in a way. Now, I've never really done a lot of pageant work before, and a lot of the words that I kept on hearing was perfection, like a living doll. Especially in that type of culture, this is what I was really kind of getting in terms of a reference. So that's what we were going for. Now, out of all those looks, there was one in particular that stood out, not only to myself, not only to the photographer, not only to Rebecca, but to you guys, my followers, especially on Instagram. When I posted these photos here of this look, you all went crazy and you said, what is that? How did you do that? Show us. She has certain features like her eyes, her brows, and her cheekbones, like her bone structure, that I really wanted to play up and just give that beautiful kind of like chiseled, youthful, beautiful look. I love the way she looks in this. I love her hair. I love how natural the waves look. And this became one of the promotional shots that they really used to push her vibe and her brand during the pageant. So I'm very happy to showcase this look for all of you guys in detail. I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to name this look, and the one thing that I keep coming back to is Bronzy, Peachy, Golden. That was something that just kind of like we stuck to. Rebecca loved the vibe. I loved how this continued to look on her and wear on her. This kind of became like the home base look for all of these photo shoots, and then we would build from there if it had to become more intense. So I present to you all the Bronzy Peachy Golden look featuring Miss Rebecca Stoughton. Alright you guys, so I am first starting out with Rebecca's brows and I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow Wax. This is honestly amazing and that's how I achieved those beautiful fluffy brows you saw in the photos. I actually did this step after I applied all of her foundation, but I wanted to switch it up today to see how it would look and just give a little bit more love to the brows before I went in with anything else. Then I went in with the Huda Beauty foundation, and this is the shade 320G Tres Leches, and I just started to apply that all over her face and neck and a little bit down on her décolleté as well too, because she is wearing something off the shoulder, and of course we have to make sure that it all blended. We actually did a bunch of skincare before we started the video, so she's already prepped and primed. For contour, I used the Morphe contour stick in shade 16 and started to go in and carve out her beautiful bone structure. Like I said earlier, I really wanted to play up her bone structure because she has such beautiful cheekbones, such a beautiful jawline, and amazing nose, and I really felt that that needed to be on display as well as her natural beauty in order for these pictures to really pop. So I spent a lot of my time really working on her skin and making sure that her face and her bone structure were just as important as her eyes and some of her other main features. After that, I go in with the Huda Beauty concealer in Nugget and start to really paint that on. As I said earlier, we would shoot sometimes anywhere from 6 to 8 hours a day, and I needed something that would last but also look skin-like, that could also, take on other makeup when I had to take it away and reapply. I mean, the whole thing. So I really know that I can count on the Huda Beauty products in order to do that, and they were a lifesaver. And then of course blending out all of that concealer to perfection to make sure that everything just looks super flawless and snatched. Now Rebecca is wearing a bunch of makeup in this, but what I love how the final result looked was that she just looked super natural, if that makes sense. I really liked how this turned out. To set the face, I use the Huda Beauty Loose Setting Powder in the shade Cupcake, and what I like about this is that it has kind of like a pinky tone to it, so I used a lot of yellow undertone products when it came to her foundation and her concealer and even her contour, so the pinkiness of this not only brightens her under eyes and other places that I want to have brighten, but it also cancels out some of the darkness that she has underneath her eyes. For bronzer, I'm going in with the Morphe bronzer in the shade Megastar, and this is a beautiful warm tone bronzer. Yes, this does look like I'm using a lot of warm tones on her right now, but I promise it all makes sense and will pull through. She's not just gonna look like some crazy Oompa Loompa. And I'm taking that bronzer all over the places where I did her cream contour and really emphasizing again her bone structure, making it look like she was just kissed by the sun, and really just warming up her face and dragging that all the way down into her neck and to her décolleté as well. For blush, I'm taking the Juvia's Place Volume 2 palette and I am just applying blush pretty much everywhere I did contour. I love blush. I love how it looks on the skin, and I love how it kind of added that extra dimension to her face and just created even more of a youthful look. For highlighter, I am using the Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Amped, and this is a very powerful loose highlighter. So I first went in and applied it to the high points of her cheekbones as well as the apples of her cheeks, and then blended it out with my finger. And then to add a little bit more kind of like glow from within, I took my damp beauty sponge and just patted the excess around the other parts of her face to kind of tie it all in together. For eyes, I am going in with a tried and true. This is the KKW X Mario palette. I love this palette to create the bronzy peachy golden look. And the first two shades I am using are Albanian and Miami, and I'm mixing those together on a fluffy brush and just doing a nice wash all over her lids. Next, I'm going in with the shade Loyalty, and I'm starting to deepen her lash line and also pulling that out to accentuate her outer V to really play up her bone structure. After that, on a flat shader brush, I am taking the shade Armenian and I am putting that all over her lids to create a beautiful golden wash. And then to accentuate her inner corners, I am taking 2008 and keeping that right on the inner thirds of her eyes to really make her eyes pop and just look super awake. And then for the lower lash line, I'm taking Miami and Albanian on a very tight flat brush and running that along her lower lash line just to give it a little bit more dimension. And then I'm taking Miami again and just blending that out ever so slightly. Then I'm going back in and detailing a little bit more 2008 and a little bit more of that Jaclyn highlighter to really make her inner corners pop. After that, I'm going in with this brow pencil from NYX, and I believe this is the shade Ash Brown, and I'm just filling in anywhere that I see might be a little bit sparse. Finally, I'm taking this white eye pencil from NYX and I'm running it all along her waterline to really make her eyes pop and look even more doll-like. This is a great trick for anyone doing photo shoots that really want to give that extra oomph to their eyes and really make them stand out. For lips, I first went in and slightly overlined them with this beautiful liner from MAC in the shade Spice, and then I took this liquid lipstick from Huda Beauty in the shade Bikini Babe and filled in the rest of her lips, and it created this beautiful peachy nude. Ugh, I just love how this lip ended up looking on her. And then I went in and accentuated her blush a little bit more, especially on the apples of her cheeks, to give her that super youthful look. Next, I went back in with a little bit more of that Jaclyn highlighter, and I can't say I wasn't being timid with it. I was a little bit generous and just brushed that all over her shoulders, her décolleté, her neck, just to really make sure she was glowing. For gloss, I went in with the shade She's a Mixer from KKW X Mario and applied that right to the center of the lips, and that just created this beautiful pout. I am so happy with this lip combo. I'm just living. For lashes, I went in with the tried and true Ardell Demi Wispies, and these were just perfect to create that extra doll-like look on her eyes while still keeping it super natural, and I just loved how these turned out and how they looked on her. After that, I went in and blended all of the lashes together as well as gave them an extra coat using the L'Oreal Carbon Black Mascara, a tried and true. I love this. Just look how beautiful she looks. And then finally, with a clean fluffy brush, I ran it all along her face just to blend in and take away any excess powder to make sure her skin looked as natural and beautiful as possible. For her hair, a lot of you are asking how I did it. This is it. I first went in with a heat protectant, and then I took this FHI 1.5 barrel curling iron and just took sections of her hair and started to curl it around the wand in different directions, but the front piece is making sure I was curling away, and then twisting them out just so they didn't look as like curly Sue. To set the hair, I'm using this light hold hairspray from Stylist and running it from root to tip, really giving the hair a nice coat, and then taking my hands and raking it through and breaking up and separating all of those curls. Now the key is, you guys, if you're going to do this, to use a hairspray that is light, not something too heavy, or else the curls are going to stick together, and what we're going for is super effortless, light, beachy, and beautiful. And with that, you guys, here is the bronzy peachy golden look completed. That's it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and again, thank you to Rebecca for coming on my channel and letting me recreate this look for her. Doesn't she look absolutely stunning? Thumbs up this video if you think Rebecca looks gorgeous before and after with this look. I had so much fun painting her. Definitely go ahead and give Rebecca a follow. I will link all of her information down below in the description box, so go check her out for yourself and see how amazing she is. Again, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate everyone who comes on and takes the time to watch these videos and experiences this journey with me through music, art, and fashion. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next one. All right, bye.